Sun Windows. We're here at Sun Windows plant in Owensboro, Kentucky today. This plant was built in 1890 and used to be an automotive manufacturing facility. Actually, Sun Windows is building windows and doors in this plant since 1942. You can see, if you look at some of these old timbers that were cut back in the 1800s that we used to build this factory. And we'll move on now. Hi, now we've moved to 2010. This is the newest addition to our plant in Owensboro, and we actually reopened it in April 2010. And we're going to move over to our powder coat line that was installed at the same time. Tell us when you're ready. All right, this is Paul. Paul's in our bowling department, and he said he had a question for us.
Are we going to be on American 20 home video?
I doubt it.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. This is where the extruded aluminum enters the acid wash system. This is an extremely environmentally friendly system. There's no chromium involved in this acid wash process, which means that the wastewater from this treatment process can actually go directly into the sewer system without causing any environmental problem. Very safe process. This is where the extrusion actually enters the powder coat booth. We'll step inside now. During this process, the aluminum has been acid etched so that it has little microscopic pits in it to allow for mechanical connection between the fused powder and the aluminum. The other thing that's happening in this process is the aluminum is on a grounded circuit, and the powder itself has been positively charged. So when the powder is sprayed in the air here, it is electrically attracted to the aluminum. So then it becomes mechanically and electrically attached to the aluminum. Then it goes through our baking oven and gets fused onto the product. Our painting masters in our powder coat booth. Russ, what color we're painting today?
Military blue, John.
This is a feature color?
Yes.
This is one of our 27 feature colors. If you want to take a close-up look at the powder being applied right here. You can see how it has a kind of a sugary consistence to it. It's a little bit dull. After it gets applied here, it's going through the oven. It will become fused to the product, and we can go over here to the other side and you can see it coming out. This is the finished product. Basically, less than an hour after we started the powder coat process, this is a finished product. It's still a little bit warm to the touch, but it has a nice, beautiful shine. The powder's actually been fused to the aluminum at this point, and now we can take it out in the plant and start building windows with it. This is the Mark Warner job up in Louisville with Scott Schultz. Eric, what do you think of this job?
What I think.
This is my brother Eric. Eric is a master brick molder and SDL magician.
Hell yeah.
And does a little molding magic. There he goes with his mold cap on the Mullert windows. We're over at our glass cutting table now. Basically, what happens here is after an order gets placed, it gets combined with all the other orders for that day, and the computer determines the most efficient way to cut the glass so we get the most use out of the glass. This glass has been cut, and basically these pieces are going to go into this harp here at a number location that the computer told her where to put it so that it can follow the process to the factory. Any wasted glass or any broken glass that comes out as a result of this process ends up going to a traffic paint manufacturer down in Nashville and gets reused in traffic paint and creates a reflective surface. So this is a very green process. There's actually no waste that comes out of this process. That's a little piece of traffic paint going down there. There's a piece of glass that'll be coming down right here. This table, you might think, wow, that piece of glass is going to break when it hits. But this table actually is kind of like an air hockey table. It's got air blowing up through this carpet here. So the glass actually doesn't ride on the carpet, it rides on a cushion of air, which keeps it from getting scratched or damaged.
All right.
Hi, this is Martha and Cassie. We're running our roll form grill line today. Martha's getting ready to set up the computer here to do some grill cutting. Okay, the aluminum actually starts out as a flat piece. It's called roll form aluminum. Actually, some of our competitors use this in their window sashes. We use a much heavier duty product in our window sashes. This is what we use for the grills between the glass. This computer or punch is a computerized punch, and it's putting holes in the aluminum where it'll be separated in different places. And then you can watch it go through these rollers here and be turned into a grill. And it goes from basically being a flat piece of aluminum shaped piece of aluminum like this. Hi, this is Edgar. He's one of our long-term employees at Sun Windows, and he's in our door department. How you doing today, Edgar? Good. Yeah. Built some nice doors today? Yes, sir. Excellent, huh? Yeah. This is our Busellato machine. It's a CNC router. It's computerized. One of the reasons we use this machine is it gives us perfect cuts every time. You can see some of the cuts it's putting on this T-astrical. Will become a part of the door system. Be careful where you step. It's just machine down. It's actually that round table over there has 36 cutting heads on it that the robot selects the right cutting head for the job it has to do. The nice thing about this robot is it can actually cut the aluminum and the wood after they've been assembled. A lot of our competitors have to cut these two materials separately and then assemble them, which gives you alignment problems. But by using this CNC router, you can take the assembled product, cut the aluminum, and then the router comes back and cuts the wood inside the aluminum, and it gives you beautiful, perfect cuts every time. You're ready. This is Kenny. Kenny's one of our supervisors on the door line. Kenny, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're working with here?
Well, making our standard 6068 seal, which is for a French door.
What's this material here?
This is our composite.
That's a compositive rot-proof material, right?
Right.
Because this sits at the bottom of the door and it can be subjected to a lot of water over time.
Right.
This is Matt. Matt's one of our line supervisors in our final window department. And Matt, tilt your head up just a little bit. Doesn't he look exactly like Tim Tebow? I'm telling you, I think we got Tim Tebow at practice.
Why do you look at me?
This is Jeff. Jeff's running our 4-point welder today, and he's getting ready to set the machine up. Okay, you can see this picture on the computer shows what the machine's doing right now. If you look over to the left, it's just inserted the heat plates. And those heat plates are bringing the vinyl up to its melting point. So that when they're removed, the vinyl can be pressed back together and create a weld. The nice thing about this system is by being a 4-point welder, it gives you a perfectly rectangular sash and frame every time. The other thing it does is it measures the sash and frame to make sure that they're the right length. And if there's any problem with the measurement, now it's actually creating the weld. If there's any problem with the measurement or squareness of the product, this machine will default out and stop right here and catch the error. Okay, so now you've got a completely sealed and welded sash system and frame system. Nice thing about that system is it's also waterproof. This is our full max double antennator. million computer-operated router. Basically, it has 26 cutting heads inside of it, and what they do is they take the wood, load plain wood stock in there, and it runs through all the cutting heads and gets the different cuts. We're in our blade cutting department right now. We have a lot of computer-operated tools here, and we have to make our own cutting blades for those tools. This just gives you an example of one of the flywheels that those blades go on in several of these computer-operated cutting machines. You can see this is a pretty neat tool. We actually design the cutting heads here, and then the machine right behind you, it looks kind of like a key making machine, but we make blanks and then we cut the steel on this machine here. And then those steel blades get inserted into those flywheels and becomes part of either the double intendeder or one of our planers or another router. Hi, we're now in one of our wood storage warehouses. We only use clear white Ponderosa pine. We source this product. We actually used to have our own lumber yard out in California where we would get this product ourselves. But we found that we were bringing a lot of waste across the country, so we started sourcing this from different companies like Brightwood and Sierra Pacific. And we have 3 storage warehouses on site at our plant in Owensboro where we store cut stock. And again, it's clear Ponderosa pine. We're still in our wood department. This is actually, if you look above here, this is one of the collection ducts, or actually the main trunk. And what we do here is all the sawdust that gets generated in the carving and planing processes back in the wood department gets pulled into this system by Venturi, which is out back, and all the sawdust goes into semi-truck trailers and gets reused. We actually end up selling it to a broker, and then it ends up in vinyl composite products. Some of it goes to pet bedding, all different types of reuses. So there is really no waste of our wood product here. It all gets used eventually.
The locks in it and does the inward, which enables us to put it all together as a stack.
And that's a computer-operated router?
It's a computer-operated